In response to my recent video of the Florida Coast to Coast Trail, I'm going to drop a quick video to answer the #1 question about how to navigate the big gap in the trail between Groveland and Brooksville. There are 3 basic options. #1 is Florida State Route 50. #2 is a northern path using Route 48 and/or other country roads north of 50. And #3, a southern route that goes through the Richloam Wildlife Management Area. When preparing for my trip, I received some really great advice from people on Facebook, as well as other riders who responded to my own YouTube channel when I mentioned doing this ride in a previous video. So I want to share their points of view as well as my own. And just for reference, I'm going to share my advice from an east to west standpoint, so just turn it around if you're headed the other direction. State Route 50 is busy, but there is a shoulder for most of it, and at this time there's a good bit of construction on the western side of the highway. Personally, I found it pretty intense, but it was also a short bit of detour to navigate. I'm generally pretty comfortable riding on highways as long as there is a shoulder, but others chimed in after my video came out to offer their thoughts, and while some said it was not a problem, others said it was just too busy and dangerous and should be avoided. So I'm going to pass along both of those points of view. Being the most direct path, this route is about 37 miles. The second option is a northern route, and according to Google, it follows 48, but there are other smaller country roads you may want to consider. And while 48 is also a fairly straight shot, there are limited shoulders to ride on. So you're going to be sharing the narrow roads with traffic. This route is just a little over 45 miles. The southern route, which is the one I chose, is remote. It uses logging roads and gravel-packed surfaces through a wilderness area. This option is just over 50 miles, and when you cross over the Van Fleet Trail into the wilderness, there's a few miles of fairly sandy surfaces that could be problematic in poor weather. I did a bit of slipping and sliding following 2 days of fairly heavy rain, but I kept an eye on packed down car tracks in the road, so I really didn't struggle that much. I also ride with 43s, so that may have helped quite a bit, but one rider that I know on a mountain bike said that he walked a good bit of this. So in summary, it's remote, but it's also scenery you probably won't see anywhere else on the trail. And the opportunity to stop at the Richloam General Store is worth the trip by itself, in my opinion. But I want to repeat, you are out in the wilderness for quite a ways, and if you're not comfortable with that sort of setting, then you may want to stick with the road options. One final tip, be sure to make use of the Withlacoochee and Good Neighbor trails to bring you into Brooksville. Not only are they scenic, but they will definitely take you off of busy highway traffic. In the description below, I'm going to provide links to all 3 options in Google Maps for you to consider. Remember, this is the only part of the trail that is incomplete, and until the route is finalized, you're just going to have to navigate carefully through this gap. If you've got other questions, please feel free to reach out. I'd be glad to share more. And I would ask other riders to monitor the comments and share their experiences also. As always, safe riding, folks, and best wishes for a great adventure.